Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and get started because it's 3 o'clock. We'll let people kind of filter in as they come. This might be ever so slightly smaller of an audience this week just because we kind of changed our format and stuff a little bit last minute, but that is okay. So, hello everybody, welcome. My name is Juniper. I am the Senior Community Manager for the Bitverse, and I would like to give you all a very warm welcome to our very first community info session about our new NFTs and Web3 initiatives that are going to be launching very, very soon. We have a ton of new people who have joined our community recently. So while we typically do kind of a question and answer sort of format. This week, we want to change things up a little bit and have a little bit more of a casual kind of roundtable style discussion about the details of our latest project. To new members in our audience, welcome to our community, and we hope that you find your home here with us in the Bitverse. This week, we are sitting down with Jorge, our Vice President of Product, Donnie, our Senior Product Manager, and Hunta, the Marketing Manager for the Bitverse. Our plan is to go over some updates about current Bitverse community events and giveaways as we usually do. Then we will transition into talking more about our NFTs and Web3 initiatives, and we'll wrap the session up by giving away a common Bitverse NFT hero to a lucky audience member. We expect this session to be about 30 to 45 minutes, and we'll be posting it up on our YouTube channel in the next couple days for people who may not have had a chance to make it. All right, so for those of you interested in our new NFTs, we are super excited to share that we are actually actively giving away 3 NFT heroes on our Twitter currently, and all you need to do to enter is follow the steps in our pinned tweet on Twitter. If you want to snag one before the official pre-sale date on September 22nd, please be sure to follow us ASAP. Our Twitter handle, is BH Bitverse. I'm going to say that one more time. BH first. We're also opening up our allow list on September 8th. For those of you in the audience who maybe aren't familiar with the term, an allow list is a list of pre-approved wallet addresses that will receive special access to our new NFTs on their release. We'll be randomly selecting people from our allow list to participate in our upcoming pre-sale of Gen Z NFT heroes. And kind of on this point, to share the love with our absolutely amazing community, we also just started another giveaway on our Twitter for another 20 of these allow list spots. And just like the last giveaway that I mentioned, all you need to do can be found on Twitter and in our airdrops channel on Discord. If you can't find it yet, I promise we will be doing lots and lots of posts and stuff about it coming up, because we know a lot of you are kind of itching to get in on the allow list action we got going on. So we are also thrilled to announce our partnership with T2 LATAM. T2 LATAM aims to educate and empower players about the Web3 space, working to build networks and stable communities within blockchain gaming. As the Bitverse continues to grow, we sincerely hope the partnership will help Spanish-speaking players to engage in the development and growth of the project in the future. And speaking of our community, we will also continue to run our multiple weekly social events on our Discord, and we encourage absolutely everybody to join. Tomorrow night at 5 p.m., we will be playing a new game called Deceit for our weekly game night, and another XXL pack will be given away for Bit Heroes players. All you need to do to enter is come and hang out with us while we stream. Deceit is a 6-player game that is actually free on Steam. So we'll be inviting players who have the game installed to join us. So we hope to see you there for some jump scares and some fun. Quick reminder, Deceit is a more mature horror game. So if that is not your cup of tea, as is the usual drill, please just wait until we finish streaming. Come say hi in the channel once all the spookiness is over, and we will enter you into the XXL giveaway. Now, since we have so many new faces in the community, I actually think it would be really great for our guests to very quickly take a moment to introduce themselves. Jorge, do you maybe want to go ahead and kick us off?
Yeah, happy to start. So my name is Jorge Gonzalez. I'm the vice president of product here at Congregate, and yeah, I've been working at Congregate for 4 years. I started working in our idle games and the publishing division. I did touch a little bit of Big Heroes, then and transition into our first party studios, and I also kind of embraced Big Heroes as we brought it as an in-house titles. For those of you who don't know, Beat Heroes started as a title developed by another uh, company called Dupiamans that Congregate, acquired the title from in 2019. And yeah, before that, I've been around 10 years in the industry, working always in kind of mid-core titles. And yeah, that's about me. Long life um, player as well, since I was almost like 3 or 4 years old. And yeah, that's me.
What about you, Donnie?
Hello, everyone. I'm Donnie. I've been with Congregate not quite as long as Jorge. I'm almost hit the 4 month mark. Prior to that, let's see, I have training was a chemical engineering. I actually did chemical engineering for a while and worked in renewable energy. And then before joining Congregate, I had spent the previous 9 years working for a major financial institution, working in their credit card business, doing strategy and also product. I then decided, hey, I'm really interested in blockchain, and I've always loved video games since even my time as a kid. And I was able to take both those passions and find a job that merged both of them together. So here I am. I am. Oh, and I guess I should say so. I'm on Jorge's team working on the Bitverse with specifically on the blockchain elements related to the Bitverse. So the NFTs, eventually the BitPixel token that we launched, those types of things.
And Hunter, what about you? I think you did a really recent one of our sessions, but I think it would be great for you also to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Juniper. Yes, I'm Hanta. I'm the marketing manager of the Bitverse. Background as a computer engineer, but I always wanted to work in video games. I was getting tired to be a network administrator. He did in a basement, so I decided to follow my dream and decided to join the industry, working for several years as a game consultant, influencer, eSportcaster. Then I started working with Gamaga, a company that was founded in Chile and now just got acquired by Congregate. And with Congregate itself, probably since October or November, since last year, been working with the team, with the awesome team of Congregate in the Bitverse. So happy to be here again.
And for anyone who doesn't know me, like I said in the beginning, my name is Juniper. I am the senior community manager in the Bitverse. I've worked in lots of different roles throughout my career, but I've been in the gaming industry now for, oh goodness, like 12 or 13 years. I've been a gamer ever since I was a kid. I am now in the blockchain side of things, working to support the Bitverse and all of the different games and initiatives going on there. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm nowhere near as interesting as the rest of these guys. So thank you all for your intros. I actually think a really good place to start our discussion off this week might be with kind of like a high level view of Congregate, maybe as a company, the Bitverse, and like what our actual like goals are for the project. I don't know if maybe you want to kick us off, Jorge.
Yeah, as the one who's been the longest around, I'm probably the best suited to answer that. So, starting with Congregate, Congregate is a 16-year-old company. It was founded by the Greer brothers and sister, and it started as a portal, a browser kind of portal for different browser games, right? Uh, it was like the good old times, right? We were talking about 2008, 9, 2010. And, what Congregate did that nobody else did was they created some sort of incentive program for developers, right, to publish their games on the platform and get rewarded. So, we did attract a lot of indie developers into Congregate, and some of them created amazing games such as Beat Heroes, right? So that's where Congregate was some years ago. Then, people started to move away from web with the iPhone and the different mobile phones that came out, and that business started to decrease over and over, and it just made sense for Congregate to start publishing some of those web games into mobile, right? So we reached some deals with the different developers, and we published their games. And that went really good for some years until at some point, because of how the business works, we had to start to make our own games. Yes, it was just like the logical next step for the company back then. And yeah, that's what we did. We acquired a couple of studios and we started to make our own games. And then, most recently, we started to tap a little bit into blockchain, right? At the beginning, we were just mostly interested in technology. I think we still are, but over the last 2-3 years, like the use cases have become more and more clear to us in terms of like delivering a great experience for players, right? And introducing them to this world and this technology. And yeah, that's where we are. Like today, Congregate is basically split into two different arms. One is an arm that works more on traditional free-to-play games, and then there's another arm that is focusing more on blockchain games, right? And here's where we are. So that's for Kong. What was the rest of the question, Juniper? Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. I think we're just we've had a lot of people joining us and they were kind of asking questions about who we are as a company, how long we've been in business, that sort of thing. But I think the other questions were like, high level, to just kind of give an overview of the Bitverse, what our goal is, stuff like that.
You know what? Actually,
Sure.
I have a question for Jorge. And it's exactly this topic.
Go ahead.
What make you decide to use Beat Heroes, the IP of Beat Heroes, as the core of the Bitverse?
Oh man, there's so much history there. So let's say, and I think I talked about this in all our Q&As, right? But as I mentioned, Beat Heroes was acquired in 2019. At the time, the game was not very well managed, and it down spiraled very quickly. It went into trouble in 2020, and we had to rescue it. And ever since 2020, like the game has been in this state where, it was okay, but it wasn't doing as well as it did in the past, right? And to me, being the person who had to come in and kind of save it from disappearing, it always felt like a missed opportunity, right? I always felt like this IP is amazing. Everybody who spends more than 30 minutes playing it gets to love it, and why aren't we doing more with this? There's which made sense at the time, but as I was thinking about this new technology and how could we basically make people participant in that, and how could we what could be a good fit for what we can do these days, right? For me, Beat Heroes became like the obvious choice. Like it is a beloved IP, it's a Congregate IP at this point. We always felt like we could have done more. Like thinking about different games with this IP wasn't difficult, right? Like the runner concept or the arena concepts, right? Like those two games that are landing this year, like everybody can see how Beat Heroes is going to fit into that, right? Maybe even a CCG. We can all see how that's going to work in our minds, and that's, I think, the beauty of it is that it's simple to a degree, right? And everybody can envision it. Yet at the end of it, like once you get into it, you discover all the complexities and and how deep the game and the IP is. And yeah, I think that's the very reason why I picked it up.
Yeah, and I believe it's a really great call. I mean, we all know that the Beat Heroes is all about craziness, about the humor, and everything that's going on in this 8-bit
Mhm.
world, and it's just open to do anything. So I think
So
it's a perfect title for like a
here's
multiverse, right?
something fun. Like before in the past, we never, when we hired some new people into the project, like, we all thought that they were going to play the game and get to it. And some people did. Some people just kind of step on the side and just did their job, which is okay. It's not everybody needs to become a diehard fan. But something that I've done recently with everybody who we're onboarding to be heroes is like asking them to play, until like level 100 or 150 at least on their first month. And Viper was one of the first ones that had to do that. And I think he quite enjoyed the experience, right, Viper?
Oh yeah, well, and I also wanted the true free-to-play experience, so I didn't purchase any of the extra add-ons. I did get to what you challenged me to get to level 150, and I think I did it in 46 days.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah,
lot of
that was good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at
a lot
all.
of playing.
And I think it's like, it feels simpler on the surface, but as you get into it, like all the complexity arises and you discover there's a whole new world there.
No, and absolutely true. And I think I remember telling you about that as I was playing it, because when I first started playing it at first it seemed similar to like old 8-bit style, like Nintendo style RPGs, or Super Nintendo, if you will, style RPGs. But you start playing it more and more, you realize there's that modern engine underneath it, and it's really allowing you to do more than what the old games do. I mean, I still play some of the old ones I have. Occasionally, one of my favorites is Shining Force 2, but compared to the stuff going on in Quest, it almost seems quaint in a way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Viper, sorry, made a great point. It looks.
Roberto.
I almost said Roberto. I almost said Roberto. That the game looks simple, but we're mixing that simple aspect with the complexity of RPG games, and I think the result is just perfect for this, right? All
Yep,
right. So
definitely.
well, what do we have for the Bitverse? I mean, we've been doing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of Q&As and talking about all the different games that we're planning to release. But well, for new audience that is joining us, it's important for them to know that we have Beat Heroes running since 2016. So that game is already running on mobile, on Steam, on Congregate.com. But the other titles that are coming this year are Beat Heroes Arena, which is a battle royale game. Super excited! I cannot wait for that one. And also, by the end of the year, we had Runner. Correct, Jorge?
Yeah, that's correct. So we have Beat Heroes original game, right, which is an RPG. Then Arena, which is the battle royale. It's coming up in October, and then Runner is coming up in November. We've been exploring different prototypes for the games that will follow. Uh, I think we are about to update the white paper with one of the code names for those 2023 games. So kind of as an exclusive here, um, unless Viper changed the code name without telling me, I believe it is going to be Beat Heroes Battlegrounds,
Uh,
Battlefield,
yeah, I thought it was Battlefield. Let me check. Yes,
Battlefield.
Battlefield. Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Ooh, ooh. And there is a card
So
game,
that's
right?
that's
Cool.
your that's your clue. That's your clue. Try to guess.
First person shooter.
Uh,
Uh,
let's not get crazy. I don't know. But we also have
So,
a trading card game, right? I mean, collectible card game also for next year.
yeah. So the CCG is also we haven't started to build a prototype yet. Like we had some rough, like wireframes and sketches and a high level idea of what we want to do there. But that one we're less concerned about because Congregate traditionally has done great CCGs, so we can start a little bit later.
And when we're kind of talking about the Bitverse, what would you guys say is our goal, our mission with the project?
So the main goal that I always have with this, again, is like everybody hears blockchain and NFTs and they get so scared, and with reason, right? Like there's been so many scams, there's been so many bad rep about like everything that has been going, right? But if you remove all of that and you look at like again what the technology is gonna allow you to do, right? Like I think it's exciting, right? Me, for example, I was a World of Warcraft player, as many others, right? When I was in my uni years, I played for almost 4 years, even competitively in PvE and PvP in Europe. And to me, what it always kind of sucked to a degree was that I never owned my things, right? Like I saw people kind of selling their accounts, but it was kind of illegal, right? It went against the terms of service. I saw people, with Diablo 3, I remember the auction house that, it was like, it was good in some ways, but bad in others, right? So it was kind of a difficult concept, but it had promising potential, I feel. And to me, all of these things always, I was like, okay, there's no good way of getting this done, right? But I feel like there's potential in that. And looking at what blockchain allows you to do is exactly that. It's giving ownership to the players, right? So those things are theirs, and they can decide what to do with them. And that's what excites me about all of this, right? Uh, and we were talking the other day, like, okay, how can we explain this a little bit better, right? What ownership means? It means it's yours. It means you can give it to your little brother, right, when you're done with the game, or a friend, buy it for free, and they can keep playing for you. You can sell it. You can, trade it with somebody else for something that you like more. It's yours, right? And I think it's not a perfect example, but if you think about owning versus renting a house or a car, right? Like most people end up renting just because they don't have enough to pay for the ownership, right? But everybody would rather own rather than rent. And rent is the previous model, and own is the new model of blockchain, right? So that's one side for me that is super exciting. The other one is interoperability, right? So again, as I own this asset, as I own this character in this universe, I get to play with it across all the games in that universe. It's like imagine if you're playing, you're playing on your Switch, right, or your Nintendo Switch, and you own Mario, right, and you take Mario to Mario Kart, you take Mario to, Super Mario World, to every single game, and it's yours, and you get again, you get to customize it, you get to play it, sell it, like do anything you want with it, and I think that's filled with possibilities that excites me in terms of like what the future could look like. And hey, we're trying to do it, right? We'll see if we succeed on it. But to me, it's the vision, is the thing that really gets me in the mornings, moving.
Yeah, and also is to bring fun to blockchain gaming, because it's something that probably last year got completely lost with all the different projects that arrive, all the play to earn, click to earn. Um, but they kind of missed something important. They were talking about play to earn games, but most of them were acting like simulators. It was really actually nothing fun about it. So it's also another of our missions, and that is the reason why we are gonna deliver 3 titles this year, is because we want people to get excited and to play and have fun, right?
Yeah, if I can add on, and Jorge, I'm going to go back to what you were talking about, the play and own mechanic. That to me is the biggest benefit, or the biggest positive I love about this. Like I told you when I interviewed with you 6 months ago, whatever it was, I did not play. When I played free to play games, I would not do microtransactions. I have fundamentally not. I don't know. It just bothered me. for forever. And the fact that I would spend money on a game that then I actually wouldn't own the assets. And so when this new technology came on, that I could actually own the assets and potentially do something with it if I get tired of the game or I find something really cool in it. Sorry.
Yeah, just saying that. We know there's challenges, but I think we can find the fun.
The other piece I would want to say with the blockchain is, and I think it goes back to some of your games, is you can actually verify for these rare items and stuff that some of these games have and they claim have high value. You can actually go see how many of them actually exist in the blockchain. And you'll know if the item is actually really rare or something that, oh yeah, we say it's rare, but there's like a million of them out there.
Yeah, it's all about transparency. That's another of the beauties of blockchain. But maybe we can start talking a little bit more about the Bitverse hero itself, which is the centerpiece of this universe. Players will be able to acquire this NFT of Bitverse hero, and as Jorge and Viper say, you're gonna be able to travel to all these different adventures with the same character, which is great. Is you prove that's the best proof of ownership, that is your character. I mean, the games are gonna continue being free to play also. That's why it's a hybrid model. We have NFT users and also we got the free to play players. But the advantage for the NFT owners or holders is that they're gonna be able to do all these great adventures and travel from game to another, right?
Yeah, I can keep taking questions. Or Viper, if you wanna, jump over my shoulder, just let me know. I'm gladly giving you the spot. But yeah, that's the thing with the heroes, right? It's most people are gonna be able to play with every single game as a standalone title, as a free to play title. They won't have to put a dime into it, right? If you guys watch ads or buy anything, that would be great, but it's not required. But then some people will be able to play them with their NFT heroes, and what those are basically, it's like it's a representation of yourself in this universe, right? And you can get to carry that across multiple games. And I think the beauty of that is that since these characters are going to be unique in their composition, like there's not going to be any other character like them. There's not going to be any other hero like them in the universe. Like people will know who you are, right? It's like, I don't know, if I'm friends with Viper, right, and I see him in Runner, or I see him in Arena, or I see him in Quest, and he has an NFT hero, I'll know it's him without having to see his nameplate or anything like that, because I will recognize his character. And I think that also has a little bit of that. It's like, I don't know, again, coming back to the times when I was playing WoW, like you knew who the best people were, or who the people, like, you knew people by their characters, right? And that's what we're trying to achieve here.
Maybe Viper, you can tell us a little bit about the attributes of these special Bitverse heroes NFTs.
Yeah, sure. So I'm looking through right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
There are a lot.
9. Yeah, well, so in the individual NFT heroes, the avatars, they are made up of 9 different attributes, and I'm just going to quick kind of go over them: skin tone, hairstyle, their eye coloring, the background of the NFT, potentially clothes they're wearing, a hat. Some of them have hats. Some of them have kind of a halo that hangs above their head. Some of them have a type of horn or antenna on top of their head, and then some of them also have like a mask or possibly an alternate version of their mouth. And all of the heroes are made up of these attributes in a way that's almost reminiscent of like some of the profile pic NFT collections that are out there, like your Bored Apes Yacht Club and those, how they kind of take some what they call like DNA and kind of have some variations on them and create unique blends. And that's what we've kind of done here. And we've done it in such a way that some attributes are more rare than others, some are more common than others. But on top of that, we've designed it such that none of the NFT heroes will be a duplicate of one another. In fact, we've guaranteed that, and we've gone through and looked at them. I've seen the whole collection, and there are no duplicates in there. Every one of them is going to be unique. So, like Jorge said, anyone who has one of these, you're going to have your unique look within the game that'll be hopeful, well, easily recognizable. And if you become one of the top players, then that look will be known. You'll be known for that.
Correct. And also as Viper was mentioning there, and also Jorge, they're limited. They're unique, but also limited. That means that we have a limited amount of NFTs that are going to be running in the Bitverse. And for example, for this pre-sale that is coming on September 22nd, we're going to have a batch of 2,500. That's correct, Viper?
That's correct. Yep, that's our Generation Zero are being launched and sold during the pre-sale, and the pre-sale only.
Exactly. And we're going to have three generations this year, correct?
Correct. Yeah, 0, 1, and 2. 1 and 2 will be sold at later dates that we're not announcing yet.
Nice. And they're going to be related with the other games that we launch in? Something like that?
Something like that.
Something like that. I'm talking too much. I'm going to mute myself, I guess. Okay, so besides those attributes, people might want to know. I mean, okay, you have your NFT, you're unique, you have these special attributes and everything, but what are the benefits? I mean, what is the benefit of having this character besides looking cool? Are there any perks, Viper, that you might want to mention about these Bitverse NFT heroes?
Yes, we can. First of all, let me going back to the attributes. If you want to see what they look like and look at the relative percentages of some of the attributes showing up, we had a Medium article that got posted, I think it was middle of last week. If you go to the Bitverse's Medium site, you can go find the article. There's some graphics on there that you can go see and follow and see what the attributes are and how they're made up. We also had one launch earlier this week. I think it was on Monday, around the perks. Again, on our Medium blog. So please go check that out for the details. So I'm not going to go through them all in details, but just kind of going over some of them. The biggest one we've already touched on is this cross-game hero, right? You are going to have a unique NFT hero you're going to be able to use across all the Bitverse games. The 3 we're launching this year, the 2 we've already talked about for next year, and anything else we're going to be launching over the coming years. Probably the biggest perk that all of them have, regardless of rarity, is not only can you use them across the games, but they're going to store the in-game progression on the NFT hero, and it's going to stay with them. So, for example, if you were to buy one of the NFT heroes, and it doesn't matter rarity, you were to start playing Quest, and you were able to get your character leveled up to level 100, and then for some reason you decided to give that to your friend or trade it to someone else. Let's say you gave it to their friend, and you actually transferred that asset from your wallet to their wallet. Well, when they go and use that NFT hero within Quest, the hero would already start off at level 100. They would not have to start all the way over from the beginning. And that would be true not only for Quest, but if they also got to, I'm making things up here, but level 50 on Arena and level 5 on Runner, whatever those things are, that would all be stored with that hero and would stay with that hero forever. And so over time, those heroes will get more experience, leveled up, and in essence be more valuable in terms of being able to use them within the games. That's probably the biggest perk, and one that I think often gets overlooked by traditional crypto enthusiasts who start going in and looking at, hey, how can I earn token? What's the tokenomics? Those types of things. So the game progression is what I want to focus on. There's some others. We're going to end up launching a Bitverse season pass, which would be a season, and then this season pass would only be accessible by the NFT owners. The individual games may have season passes that would be for everyone, but the Bitverse season pass, the way we're thinking about them now is they'd be cross games. So like a portion, some of the trials you'd have to do maybe in Quest, some of them may be in Runner. And what we'd love to get to is that season pass being kind of overarching around the Bitverse, and really start leaning into the lore that we've been developing around the Bitverse, around for those who've read the white paper, like the Titans coming into the Bitverse and all of that, and start maybe exploring that story a little bit more. A few more, as we get the BitPixel launched, there will be opportunities for NFT hero owners, the Bitverse owners, to be able to earn some BitPixels in game by doing daily tasks. For example, winning your first player versus player win in Bit Heroes Quest will earn you a Bit Pixel bonus. There'll be opportunities in Runner if you are talented enough to be able to earn Bit Pixels as you're running along. In Bit Heroes Quest, we're eventually going to launch a player versus player, a one-on-one bets capability, so that folks can go in and bet on themselves against an opponent to actually see who's better in a player versus player, and then the winner would take the bit pixels. There'll be offers. Those are the offers that I'd say are available for all NFT heroes, common all the way up through mythic. And I'll pause right there and say, as we stop there and say, Hunter or Jorge, do y'all have any comments you'd want to add on top of that?
For me, the exclusive pet, the exclusive mount are of course two really cool bonuses that you can get, and these are specially designed for this generation zero. So we won't release these pets or these mounts in the future. Maybe with follower for some other generations we can come up with some other designs, but for this one is unique. So that's why it's another really really interesting bonus. That is, I believe, is the exclusive pet is for epic, legendaries, and mythic, and the exclusive mount is for legendary and mythic only. So this,
yeah, that's
go ahead.
correct. I hadn't got to those level perks yet, but yes, you are correct, and those are some
I
good
think
ones.
for me, again, it's all about the enjoyment and the fun and being able to experiment all of this firsthand, right? That for me has a certain appeal, right? As a not only as a product person, but also as a player, as a user, as somebody who loves tech in general. Just seeing how this is going to be working and how it's going to unfold and how these things are going to get added slowly to the game. And I think that's a unique thing you get to experiment. When we're talking about this internally, like there's nobody else, or there's very few projects doing this, right? And we're probably one of the first ever doing this. And it's like, I don't want to be pretentious, right? But in a way, you're being part of history here. Like, if this succeeds, like I'm sure a lot more projects are going to be doing something similar. I'm sure they're already looking into it. So to a degree, there's a level of excitement in doing that, right? And I think that's also what's driving the team internally, right? Like everybody feels really motivated by what we're doing and how we're exploring these uncharted territory. So to me, at some point to be able to say, hey, I was part of that, it's going to sound right. It's like the people who say today that, they played World of Warcraft vanilla, Burning Crusade, or they defeated this boss the first time. Like, to me, it gets to that level of recognition, reputation, and experience, right?
Mm-hmm. Also,
Yeah,
go ahead, Piper. Sorry.
Because tying that together, I've seen other companies who might use a token that tie several games together, but the games don't have anything to do with each other. And then the only time I've seen someone use something that would be similar to our cross-game hero is I've seen some projects would allow you to take NFTs from other projects and stake them in the game, but you're not really using them in the game. You're not doing anything with them. You're just staking them there and maybe earning a little bit of that project's token on the side.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone really utilizing these in a universe type of situation.
Yeah. And something that I want to emphasize as well is like a lot of the times we're using like very complex terminology to describe these things. Seriously, it's not that complex. At the end of the day, we're doing this because we think it's fun, because we think it's going to make you have fun with us and enjoy a better experience, right? And, again, think about it. Think about what you guys could be doing. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? There is a lot of other perks, like exchange bonuses, access to closed betas, and as Viper was saying, we invite the whole community to go to our Medium blog because we are posting a lot of information. We're trying to keep the community as informed as possible with everything that is coming. And yes, there is probably too many to just mention in this Q&A or conversation that we have.
There's probably one
Yeah.
more. One more I think we should highlight, and that's going to be for NFT hero owners from rare, epic, legendary, mythics. This one doesn't count the commons. Is in Quest you get the ad-free experience, and you in essence will be eligible for the daily ad bonuses without actually having to watch the ads. It's basically a permanent boost in Bit Heroes Quest. I think I've heard Jorge describe it as like an indefinite permagore. Is that correct?
Permagore, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the perma.
Permagore. There we go.
Yeah. So that's definitely another important bonus or reward or perk in this case that they're attached. And this Gen Zero, well, again, it's going to be only available during this pre-sale on September 22nd. And when those pre-sales arrive, I always start thinking in the times when I was collecting, for example, Pokemon cards, and I still have my holographic Charizard, and I look at it, I say, you know what, I was part of this. It's with me, and right now I got the same feeling now that we're getting close to the pre-sale of the Bitverse. I want to be able to be part of this universe, try to get one of these Gen Zero characters, and keep it with me. You know, that's the idea.
Speaking of our pre-sale, did you maybe want to touch a little bit on how that process is going to work? Allow list process, stuff like that a little bit so folks could get an idea of how to join?
I think that's a great question for Viper.
Yeah, we can do that. So we are going to have an allow list process that will launch on September 8th. And folks will be able to go onto the bitverse.io website and click on the apply button.
Viper.
Go ahead.
Can I, for those of the people in the audience that are not familiar with this, what is an allow list? Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know all the reasons for why they were formed, but I know one of the main reasons they were formed was to give a way to give preferential ability for folks to buy things that maybe have shown either a level of commitment to a project or are actual end users. And it's a way to also limit bots, if you will. A lot of projects, a lot of NFT projects get taken over by resellers and flippers, to use some industry jargon, where bots will come in and buy everything up in the first couple seconds, and actual end users who are trying to get the stuff and just going on and clicking on the website and trying to pay for it often get left out in the cold. I know that's happened to me on a couple projects in the past. So an allow list is a way to kind of start to mitigate those things. And so what you do is you have a sign up period, you advertise it before you're actually doing the sale. You allow folks who are interested to come sign up. Depending on the interest, if you have more interest than maybe you have spots or product to actually sell, you might then have like a random lottery or some way for folks to get chosen and make their way onto the allow list. And then with the folks who make it onto an allow list, usually like before you have the full sale to the public, you would have an exclusive window where folks on the allow list are able to come in and actually try to purchase the product before the general public's actually able to get to there.
So it's basically a way to kind of secure access to get one of those heroes, right, on the day of the pre-sale.
That is the goal. So for us, we're going to have an allow list for the idea who folks who are engaged and interested, they'll be able to sign up. If we have overwhelming interest, which hopefully we will end up having to do a random lottery, and we will pick spots for folks to sign up on the allow list. And folks who are chosen, wallets that are chosen, will have a 24-hour exclusive window before the general public to actually go in and purchase their NFT hero. Actually, they'll be purchasing a portal, which is our fancy way of like a pack. If you think of like going to the store and buying a pack of cards or something like that, we're calling that a portal. That's our fancy term. Because, like I said in a Medium article the other day, who wants to shove a bunch of heroes into a bunch of packaging? So we have them in portals where they're going to be summoned.
Viper, I'm sorry. There was also a security reason the way we decided to put portals, if I'm not wrong, for the minting.
There is also a security reason. There is a reason, instead of having folks being able to go in and just buy the hero directly, the idea is with having a portal, you almost put a layer between the hero and between the actual hero NFT. and folks who can get in onto the blockchain and try to do, let's say, negative things or do things that aren't appropriate. And it allows you to go in and purchase the portal, and then you can open it, and then we have a randomization process that works to pull out the appropriate hero and hand it to you.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Huntai is actually giving some of these spots, right, through social media.
Yeah, spots. Yeah, we are currently working in giving away as many allow these spots as possible. As Juniper mentioned at the beginning of this session, we are running one that is going to show inside Bit Heroes Quest, which is really cool in the news feed. So because we want all the community to be able to take advantage of this. So there's going to be 20 allow list spots available to secure your participation on September 22nd in the pre-sale.
Sweet. I'll go try to get one.
Well, that's the idea. That's the idea. So once that you're in the allow list, Viper was telling us that randomly people will be selected, and those that be selected, the lucky ones, are going to have a chance to join this pre-sale, which is in September 22nd, correct? And in September 22nd, they're going to be able to pick between 4 different portals. Viper, you have the prices for those portals?
I do, yeah. And like you said, pulling them up. All right. Like you said, on September 22nd is actually when the allow list, folks who are on the allow list will actually get an exclusive window to purchase. It will last 24 hours. That way we can encompass all the time zones. If you're on the allow list, you'll be able to log into the bitverse.io site and go in and make a purchase. And as we mentioned, we have 4 different types of portals. The common is it starts at $99. Then the rare portal goes to $349. The epic is $649. The legendary is $1,199. Portals themselves guarantee at least a hero of the corresponding rarity. So a rare portal guarantees at least a rare hero, but you also have a chance for a higher level hero as well. For example, on the rare, you have a rare portal gives about a 90%, just under a 90% chance to get a rare hero. But there is just over a 10% chance to get an epic hero. And out of all the rare packs, which there are 650, there's one mythic hero hidden in there as well. So one lucky person who gets one of the rare portals will get a mythic hero in their portal.
That's exciting. That's exciting. And if I'm not wrong, also in the common portal, there is also one hidden mythic NFT, correct?
There is. So we have 1,117 common portals, and there is one mythic hidden in there as well. And if in case you're interested, 95% chance of getting a common, just under 5% chance of getting a rare, and then that one mythic hero comes in at about 0.1% chance of getting that hero. So someone will end up with that. Maybe it'll be one of the folks in the audience today.
Viper, maybe you wanna explain the audience a little bit about the reservation event, because I believe we're running something in parallel with the allow list, correct?
Yeah, I figured this question was coming next. So during the allow list, we have a secondary thing running at the same time. It's our reservation process, and we've set this up. Well, let me back up and say that I've done many projects or tried to join many NFT projects and actually non-NFT projects as well online, and signed up for things like allow lists and there and similar type things. And well, they end up in a lottery of who's able to actually purchase them. And I don't think I've ever won any of them. And talking with a lot of our coworkers around here at Congregate, I think many of them were in the same boat. Juniper, I think you might have said you had the same experience. You've never won any of those type of things either.
I am so unlucky. I never win.
And I have often lamented in other projects' discords and stuff that if I had had the ability to actually pay a small fee and reserve my way onto the allow list, I would have done it just to A, because I know I have bad luck, but B, just to guarantee myself that I'd be able to get one. I would have paid a small fee. And so that's in essence what we have here. We have a reservation process where for a small fee, which is 10% of the actual price of the portal, you're able to go in and reserve yourself one of those actual portals, and it'll be held for you. And then on the sale day, you'll be able to come through and purchase the portal before everyone else. So you don't have to worry about getting chosen on the list. You don't have to worry about being the person who pushes the button the fastest, anything like that. And that's probably really important for those who are interested in a particular type of portal. Like if you're someone who really wants to try to go for the mythics and legendaries, and you're worried that maybe they're going to sell out, that might be a place to go. Or if you're worried the commons are going to sell out and you just really want to get a hero, that might be a way to go as well.
Yeah, I think it's important to mention, Viper, that during the reservation process, you can only acquire one portal, correct?
That is correct. We will only allow individual wallets to reserve one portal. That way we give folks a chance, lots of folks a chance.
Exactly. And people who decide to go for the reservation, are they going to have a limited time also to close the deal? Because yeah, maybe you want to say, hey, yeah, I want to reserve this mythic, but then at the end of the day, well, you know, I don't have money at this moment. I can't pay for that, whatever. So are we gonna have anything in particular restriction so people need to get the transaction on time?
Yes, there will be a reservation window where you will have to go in 24 hours again. It's scheduled to start on the day before the pre-sale begins on 9/21, where you will have to go in and fulfill upon your reservation. If you are unable to go in during that time and do it, then your reservation will end up getting voided. But so please, if you're going to go the reservation path, be sure that you are able to complete that purchase.
Jorge, anything that you want to add regarding the pre-sale reservation? I think we've been covering pretty much all of the topics.
No, Viper is a master of that. He's been killing at it and doing a great job. So nothing to add. Here's a sensei here.
Yes, so for everybody, it's important to just give you an extra reminder about the important dates that are coming. Today is the 25th of August, and we're getting super close. Less than a month away, oh my God, from the pre-sale, which is just crazy. But it's
So exciting.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. It's so exciting.
You have
We've
to
been working
interrupt
on this
me.
for so long.
You have to interrupt me. Yeah, we got everybody excited about that. Again, it's very important to follow us on all the different platforms on social media, because we are providing extra information about the Bitverse heroes. Also, we are trying to do as many airdrops as possible to allow people to get to the allow list, something like that. And also, it's important to remind everybody that on September 8th, we're gonna open the allow list. So it's important, mark your calendars. That is the day that you have to go to our website, thebitverse.io, and get yourself there with your wallet, and crossing fingers you will be selected, right?
That's right, and we have more information coming out, and we'll have information on how the whole process works. I believe we'll have a Medium blog next week, kind of describing it, and going over it out there as well. So, we've talked a lot about some of the information today, and some of the stuff I told you. All of that's getting published, and we're trying to get it out there in the public discourse so folks can go read it, analyze it, talk about it amongst their friends or on Discord, and start making decisions.
Correct. And for everybody who is like, okay, that's a lot of information, when we're gonna start seeing more gameplay? Well, we are getting super close to start showing some new gameplay about Bit Heroes Arena, and I know Jorge is super excited about that, right? Because basically we're testing right now the build with some different using NFTs on it, which is just tremendous, right, Jorge?
Yeah, the game's looking great. It's come a long way. We did make a visual upgrade that we shared recently in the BHA general chat channel, and it's just like it's the game we always play on Fridays, right? When we're relaxing after a week of work, all the team gets together, and we're thinking about what to play, and sometimes we play like Among Us, or we played Oh my God, what's the name of the other game that we played, Hunter?
Fall Guys?
Fall Guys, yeah. Play
With
Fall Guys, like I
Fail
think
Guys
like
for us.
90% of the times, Fail Guys, Fail, Fail Guys is a game. And but I think like 90% of the times it's Beat Heroes Arena, and we have some really good players. Like I think Orchi is in the audience, and she beats everyone in the
Yeah.
team. She's amazing. I think I come in a close second after her, and then the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at the bottom. We don't need to go over that more.
I think we have to mention that the Viper is always at the bottom. But what is really cool about Arena, and that's why we're gonna start showing some more gameplay and talk about more about the game, is because Arena is beat heroes with a battle royale style like no other. I mean, everything changed. There's so many different factors in the game that make things unique. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's an interesting mix between a MOBA and a battle royale. So if you look at it from the perspective of a MOBA, it's too simple, right? But if you look at it from the perspective of a battle royale, like it has more PvE elements, right? And it has more like skills and things like so. I don't know, it's kind of an interesting combination there that I don't think has been seen around before, and so I'm really excited to get some player reactions to it.
So, I am so sorry to be the one to cut our fun short, but we are over like 10 minutes from what we had originally planned. So,
Oh wow!
yeah, no, it's been like a solid almost an hour, which is just absolutely amazing. I always love doing these talks with y'all. Is there before I jump into my little like wrap up thing, is there anything anybody wants to mention, or are we good to go ahead and kind of start closing things up a little bit?
I
And
think
take
for
silence.
me
Go
it's
ahead.
I think it's about asking. I know, sorry, I talk too much. That's something I tend to do, but I think regardless of the hesitancy and how some people are looking at these and how scary they are, I think if you give it a try, if you give it an opportunity, you would be surprised by what we're doing and you'd be delighted. So that's what maybe all I can ask is for people to have and keep an open mind about this, right? For the existing community and for everyone who's here for the project itself. Just thank them for being around. I think it's gonna be fun.
Definitely gonna be fun. One thing I wanted to add, I completely forgot about it. Well, oh yeah, that. But we always receive many questions from the community asking about, oh, but which one are your partners or investors or information like that. And for that kind of information, also we would love to invite you to go to Medium because we're starting announcing some really interesting partnerships that are going to allow us to make of the Bitverse a success. Hopefully, we started with T2 Latam, and this next week we're gonna have a couple extra announcements. So stay tuned. We're doing everything we can in order to partner with our best allies in order to have a successful project.
All right. Well, then, before we end the session, we do still need to give away a common Bitverse NFT hero. And every single person who has attended is eligible to win. So we will be taking everyone's names, dropping them into our fun random selector. And when this session wraps up, we will be announcing the name to the community on our Discord before the day is over. So all you needed to do was show up here today and just just pay attention to your pings in case it happens to be you that we go ahead and select. For this particular giveaway, it is really important to know that you will need to have a digital wallet set up to claim the prize. If you can't do that or you don't want to do that, that's okay. But what we would do in that case is go ahead and draw winner. So that way we actually go ahead and get this into the hands of somebody who's gonna show it lots of love. So yeah, this is, I think, important to kind of know for all of our NFT giveaways. We've heard this from some of our Web2 folks asking if we could do giveaways for NFT stuff, tokens, things like that without a wallet. The answer is honestly, you got to have the wallet set up in order to claim these sorts of prizes. We'll definitely will still be doing, of course, in-game giveaways and stuff like that. But for these particular ones, if it's for something like a NFT hero or something like that, you will need to have that wallet set up. There's tons of resources out there. I definitely recommend just doing even just a super straightforward like search for that can lead you down a really you down a path of getting that set up, and it's really not as difficult and intimidating as it may seem at first.
Juniper?
Great.
Juniper?
One
Yeah.
quick thing there.
Okay.
Are we? I would be curious to know if it's just like, you know, our players or our community not wanting to get a wallet on its own, or just like I just don't know how to make it, right? Which are different issues, right? So maybe reach out to us, let us know, because I think Hanta was working on a tutorial to teach people how to, create wallets and set them up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we have
Absolutely.
a video.
And if
Juniper,
go ahead,
just
Hunter.
just one little thing about the airdrops. Just all the airdrops related with NFTs, the prices are gonna get delivered a week after the pre-sale. Okay, so it's important for everybody who is participating, and this is a winner, that the distribution of the prices for those NFTs will be 1 week after the pre-sale.
Awesome. Cool. It's super exciting. So we are just about out of time for this session, like I mentioned earlier. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap things up here. I want to thank all of our guests for taking the time out of their days to sit with us, and a very sincere thank you goes out to all of you as well for hanging out with us to talk about the Bitverse. Our next info session is going to be on September 1st. So next Thursday, same time. We will see you all then, and I hope you have an absolutely incredible weekend. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.